I'm proud of my team in some ways and very disappointed in other. And like I told AJ, has been playing very, very good. We had a couple stretches where we didn't do what we were supposed to do. Head died a little bit and the body followed. Got a bad break with Malik where he's just couldn't play him, and Joey just ran out of gas and started hurting us defensively. But we went into the game saying we can't turn it over. I think 4 of the first 5 possessions, we not only turned it over, they scored on all of them. That's where, let's see, I'm right on that. Shannon, I think he had 10 points so fast to make your head spin the wrong layups. And then, but we battled back, we hung in there, I thought we did some great things, we ran some good stuff, we guarded very well. Deja, give him credit, he kicked our butt single-handedly. And then I thought later on when Hauser got so tired, he had done a great job on Mayer, and Mayer came through for him. So those 2 guys really won the game. I don't think we've been in a game where we didn't hit a 3. I give them credit. They played good too, I guess, and we just didn't play good enough to win in a hostile environment. But I thought we competed, just kind of ran out of gas. Probably should have played Pierre a little bit. The matchups weren't good when they went small to play my other bigs. But Marty had a rough night too, so just didn't do the things you had to do to win.
We have mics on both sides. Just raise your hand. You get mic right here in the middle. Park.
Brad gets that technical with about 14 minutes. You guys are up 9. What happened at that point? What happened in that? I think it was an 18-4 run they put together.
Is that what it was? Well, Jaden missed a wide open 3 in the corner. I think would have put us up 10 or 11. And then I thought they went into him and we quit checking. And that's when Mayer hit 2 big threes. The ball screen coverage sucked. And we just didn't do a good job there. We just looked a little tentative, but hey, that's a good basketball team he's got. They can beat you with smalls, they can beat you with bigs. Shannon's a load to cover, but Danger has not done that. Most of the games I've watched, and give him credit, he had a hell of a game.
Right here to the right.
Tom, was that same ankle again from Malik, and how different are those last 7 minutes without him compared to when you did have him last couple of games you're finishing out?
How different? I don't know, you watched the game. I mean, he's one of my best players. And the worst part is then I had to play Joey just to death. And so that hurts Joey offensively, and he's not as good defensively. So, yeah, it hurt a lot, but injuries has been part of the whole year. I'm afraid that hopefully this doesn't keep him out, but when you have 27 games in 25 days, like we've been through here lately, it's a problem. So, I don't know how he's gonna be. I have no idea. Check with our medical people. I don't know.
Right here to the right.
Yeah, Tom, you mentioned the lack of threes. You only took 7. Is that something Illinois was doing to take you those away? Or was it more you focusing on mid-range with Hubbard and then Tyson?
Well, when they drop a guy like they do, I really thought we could hit some of those jump shots. I think Tyson wore down a little bit too because he 6 for 15. I thought we had some good 15-foot shots. That's the way they play. They do not come off your shooters on the wings. Very good job when you got a guy like Deja in there. He does not come up on ball screens. That gives you an open shot there. We just didn't make them. So, yeah, I think it was part of the way they played defensively and part the fact that we got into dribbling the ball too much, and it causes that when you're trying to exploit a defensive way they're doing it. And I thought the ball didn't move enough. We were running good early, and then we quit running. AJ made a couple bad passes on the break, and that's why, if you want to know why I went off on him, that's why I went off on him. And, and that didn't help us. So, making sure that the leopard doesn't change his spots, because he's been playing so damn good, and he did bounce back and played good then. But People gotta understand, when you're playing in this kind of arenas and when you're playing against this kind of competition, you do not, it's okay to make a mistake. It's not okay to make a mistake and then another mistake of the same kind and then think you're gonna win the game. You can make them, you're not gonna win the game.
Right here, right?
Tom, I wonder what you thought of Carson Cooper's 6-minute stretch there in the first half where he had some nice finishes, offensive rebounds, had a running the floor, just what you're seeing from him in terms of growth.
Yeah, he's growing and it was big, and when he is a little quicker so we could play him, it's a shame because still feel like we can get a lot out of Jackson. Just it's gonna come down to games sometimes. One guy can play in one game, one guy in another. We were gonna go small ball more, and then Malik got hurt. We were gonna do that down the stretch because it worked for us at Wisconsin. I think it would have really helped us, but we didn't. We could have switched more and done some things. So I thought he played very well. He's been a bright spot that he's played better than we thought. But he's limited on some things too. It just depends how they're playing. And yet that was a positive for us.
Right here in the middle.
Tom, Brad obviously has retooled this kind of on the fly, transfers, freshmen. What makes this team difficult, and what do you make of how this team has coalesced here recently?
Yeah, well, they're better because I think they had addition by subtraction, and that's not any insult to player that left, but they're a different team now than they were 3-4 games ago, and I've been involved in additions by subtractions myself, and you know, not having to, when you start, Jay Wright always told me, when you start having to play 9-10 guys, and people are upset and this and that, and again, I don't know what happened, but I think he did a marvelous job of saying, you know what, that's what I'm going with, whatever the difference was, player, coach, who cares, this is a better team right now. And but you got a superstar in Shannon, and I mean, he scores all those points first half, he scores 2 free throws second half. You know, I thought we did a hell of a job on Mayer. We really did a good job on Hawkins. I thought, I don't know what he ended up with, but at halftime he hadn't had any, you know, he hits 8-9 points. I thought we did a good job on him. Mayer just went crazy because we weren't gonna come off those, they were hurting us with that slip. And twice we cheated in, even though we said we weren't gonna. I'm a big believer, as my guys know, sometimes you give up 2 to, or you'll give up a 2 not to get a 3, and they hit those 2 big threes, which are not only extra point, but it's a 3 is an energizer for the crowd. And so I thought those were a couple of mistakes we made that usually they were fatigue mistakes. But Brad's done a good job with his team, and they got a good team. I think it's the most talented team in the league, personally. And yet, I think it's hard to do what he did, and it wasn't working so good, and he fixed that, and now they're playing better.
Right here to the right.
Just after the way the last couple games, when you're in tight games, find ways to win, and tonight after they took the lead, you're able to come back, tie it up, and have possession to go ahead. But did you feel like that was happening again, and how disappointed are you that down the stretch didn't do the thing
I
you had
was,
tonight?
and we didn't, and I think, fairness to my players, I think it was total fatigue. You know, it's the 3rd game in 7 days, and a couple of travel days, and then with the injury, it really hurt us. So I'm still proud of my team. I mean, you don't come in here, you don't play against his team. They compete. We competed. We did everything we had to do. We just kind of ran out of gas. So I got to do a better job coaching. Get some subs in there. Subs got to do a better job participating in practice, going a little harder. I got to get a little more faith in Pierre. And our bigs, you know, we'll do the job with those bigs. They're not the problem. It's we just made some foolish plays in critical times, just a couple, and they pounced on it, took advantage.
Right here in the middle.
You had Purdue coming in on Monday, but I'm wondering for a game like this, when you know kind of have that split, you saw a lot that you liked, you saw the little things. I mean, how do you kind of, you know, maybe use this in terms of lessons, messaging, and particularly when you have an even shorter turnaround with it?
Yeah, that's the problem. You know, I'm a little disappointed. You know, I might as well be controversial, but I'm a little disappointed that I don't think this way we're condensing this schedule. I mean, the NCAA, everybody's so worried about student athlete welfare, and we're playing. You know, now it'll be 4 games in 10 days. something like that, and, you know, it's hard, and then you get an injury, so it's an excuse, but it's a fact, and we go home tonight, and what do you suggest tomorrow? You know, give him some time off, do I watch the film and figure out where we were lost, I gotta move on to the next team immediately. This is odd, it's not been this way most of my career in the Big Ten, and I don't like it for anybody. I think Brad said to me, he's on a binge now, that's gonna be a lot of games in a short period of time, and I don't know why that's healthy for anybody, but I got my theory and why I changed some things, but who the hell am I?
Joey?
Tom, you mentioned Illinois is a better team now than a month ago. Why? What are they doing that's better?
I don't know. I'm not with him every day. That's Brad's job. I think that the one thing my team is connected. You know, we can have differences, we can do this, but boy, just even in the locker room right now, they're connected. And looking at some of those games on TV, I didn't feel like, you know, they were as much. They could have been great. I mean, I don't know his team, but something happened when they changed. Something happened. And I think Brad's done a great job too. He's running a completely different offense. You know, I think it's to maybe control some things, to be honest with you. A brilliant job on his part. And but I don't know, you know, any of the situation, but when a guy leaves and all of a sudden the team plays a lot better, I'm not blaming the guy, I'm not blaming the coach, I'm not blaming myself, but something changed. They're a different team now than they were, I don't think a month ago, I think a couple weeks ago, in my opinion, and a different team in a positive way there. They seem to move the ball better, different guys. I mean, Shannon, he didn't even get 2 shots the second half, I don't know, didn't seem to bother him a bit. For a superstar, that's damn good, that's a damn good kid.
All right, thank you, Coach.